Hi again, my name is Blake Galen. This is my Module 7 presentation. In this presentation, too, I'll be using a persuasive presentation, and I'll be persuading my audience of 3 people that I'll be showing you in one moment that affirmative action is not a good thing, so I'll be persuading you to take my side on affirmative action, that is not beneficial and it is not correct. And this will be my last presentation for this speech class. It's been a great time working with all the students, reading their discussions, and helping them with their discussions, and them helping me with my discussions. There's been a lot that I've learned over the course of this class. And also thank you to the professor. It's been a great class. It's set up very well. And thank you so much for your hard work and your time that you put into this class. Thank you. And now to my audience. Here's my 3-person audience, starting with my neighbor, Bradley, my dad, and my mother. And they're going to listen to me for this beautiful presentation. Thank you. Alright, and back to my presentation. I'll be going over affirmative action for you. And personally, I'm against affirmative action. Being as I just finished my freshman year in college, and during high school, affirmative action was a very big thing in me. It was constantly being talked about because my dream school was to go to the University of Michigan. University of Michigan being a very diverse school, and also my school is very diverse, but on a smaller scale, and their admissions requirements were not as great. University of Michigan is really big on having diversity and having a very global campus, so you have global knowledge. People know them globally, but also, and as you've learned lately in the past year, University of Michigan has went to the Supreme Court, and they have actually had it upheld that their ban to use race as an admissions requirement has been upheld. So when it does come to admissions, they do not believe that affirmative action should be allowed, and that a person should just be given admission to their school via their requirements and their application status, like their GPA, their ACT score, and extracurricular things that make them a great person, and not the color of their skin. And I agree with that. I believe if 2 people are identically the same, that if it's going to have to be given to someone, if they're identically the same, it should not come down to their race or the color of their skin, and it should just go either to both of them, none of them, or a toss of a coin, and it shouldn't be decided on, is this person darker than the other person? And that's very important to me. And when I talk about that, I speak about how truly difficult are things that have happened centuries ago. So when I say that, I mean when it comes to African Americans, is slavery, is that lasting effect of what happened to your ancestors still weighing down on you? As for an Asian American person, the effects of World War II with the concentration camps in California, does that directly affect you, what happened in the 40s? And for me personally, I come from a great family, a very hardworking family, and the effects of these hard works where they don't directly relate to my ancestors, but more or less to my father. So I'm not really living the effect of my grandparents and their working status and their overall income, but I do believe I'm firmly directly affected by the events that have taken place in my father's life and the great things that he has caused, and not what my grandparents have caused. So I don't believe that your race should have anything to do with how you're going to be admitted to college. That's really a big thing for me, is the college part of this. And so when we go over that, I'd like to do a demonstration. So for our demonstration, we'll be going over 3 students applying to the same school. Student A has a GPA score. Student A has an ACT score of 29. Okay? 29. Student B, 27. Student C, 27. And that's their ACT score. GPA, 3.4, 3.2, and a 3.2. Current family income, $80,000 for student B, $100,000 for student C, $150,000. Okay. here's the kicker. So as right now, we're looking at, so if we look at these numbers directly, and who is the most qualified candidate to receive this? So we have 3 students looking for the last application spot, admission spot at the University of Michigan. Right now we got, this person's is 2 points higher than everyone else's, and 2 points higher than everyone here. So right now, the most qualified applicant, student A. But when we throw in this last tidbit, student A is white, student B is of Asian descent, and student C is of African American descent. So now, what we just looked at a completely statistical standpoint, and for the people that believe in affirmative action, should now be looked at a completely different concept because we just put in the part of their skin color. And this person, and so we're looking at favoring these 2 people now and giving them added benefits because of their skin color. But if we look at them, are they facing any more difficulties rather than stereotypes and racism, which everyone faces borders like that in their life, boundaries, things that they have to overcome. You can see they both make more than, their family makes more money than the white person. So, and now people want them to be getting more points or whatever added to their scores because of their color, when they're not facing more difficulties. This person looks to be growing up in the worst traditions or circumstances, so why are they getting added points when something else may not be what's going on? And so that's why I like to talk about this, is because that person, those 2 people aren't facing more difficulties just because of their skin color, and it may just look at it because they click the button that says, I have a different skin color. So that's a big thing for me. And also, now that we go over that, people also say it creates diversity, giving minorities the added advantage to getting into a college or into a workplace. But is that truly fair? As we just saw in that last little demonstration, sorry guys. Sorry guys, thank you. In that last demonstration, person A was the highest qualified candidate. They might have worked hard, but they're the most qualified. And so now, if we do give it to student B or C because they have a different skin color, we give them a job because they have a different skin color, create diversity, give them the spot at that school because it creates diversity. We're taking away a big thing for Americans that we firmly believe in, and that is the American dream. By using affirmative action, we're taking away the belief that if we work hard, we can achieve anything that we would like to do. And with affirmative action and taking away from a white American or someone that has had a better past and history than someone that has had a scarred history that doesn't directly affect them or may not affect them really at all, because your current past and about 1 generation higher is what I believe truly affects you. Maybe 2 generations, your grandparents, but I do not believe that it's a huge effect on you and directly reflects how your current day-to-day life is being affected and your child has been affected. And so I believe affirmative action really drastically would devastate the impacts of trying to achieve the American dream. And also, I believe that affirmative action is going to create reverse discrimination. So in the past, people are being discriminated for their color, and so you weren't allowed to use the same bathroom, you weren't allowed to have the same rights, you weren't treated fairly, as everyone else. And that's what the Constitution says. Everyone should be treated equally. Well, when you use affirmative action, you're doing the exact opposite of that. You're now treating people that were not treated well before, so we worked all that time, and you're now treating them better than you're not treating them equally, you're treating them better than someone else. And so the people that don't have an affected past, like white Americans, they're being discriminated for important things. And so now that you have this, it's reverse discrimination. It's doing exactly what happened in the past in a reverse role, and ultimately bring about a negative effect. So that's my presentation. Thank you for listening to this. It's been a great 7 weeks, and hope everyone has a great summer, and maybe I'll see some of you guys around. And thank you so much for your time. Have a good one. Thank you for also listening to, audience. Have a good one.